Hi, how are we? I'm just trying to get in the right place. Hello, it's horrible. Another horrible day today. Sunday was horrible. Hi Jill, hi Fiona. I can't see where I put my camera. I can't see. I'll look at the messages in a minute. Yeah, Sunday was a bit horrible, wasn't it? And yesterday was horrible here, and today's not looking brilliant. And the bad news is, it's my birthday on Friday. And normally on my birthday, it's always like super weather. I've never known, I can't remember having like a bad weather on my birthday, 3rd of July. Anyway, so yeah, I shall be 47 years old on Friday. Little fun fact, my birthday is, date of birth is the same backwards as forwards, 3773. Just a little fun fact for you. So, got my cuppa, big cuppa. I'm on a coffee at the moment, this morning. I think it's my 3rd one. Been up quite early, well, quite early for lockdown. I've been up and did yoga. We've done yoga this morning. We're doing yoga every weekday morning for 15 to 20 minutes a day. So I've done yoga, and we're doing yoga 7-day challenge this week. So that's good. Anyway, what I shall do is flip the camera over. There's the, look how green the grass is looking though. Yeah, oh, look, lots of love has been for this card this week. I've had a lot of love for that card, which I did on my summer sizzler. Morning, Kate. So I'm just going to turn my camera over, and then I'm going to do this horrible bit where I fiddle about getting it straight. Oh, not too bad today. Boom. Right. Okay, so let me just have a look at messages. Morning, Julie. Having porridge and a card today. Oh, lovely. I do love porridge. I like it with golden syrup in. Morning, Vanessa. Morning, Kate. Yeah, I'm feeling better, thank you. Morning, Carol. Hi, Lorraine. Hi. You're excited to make this card. I'm excited to share this card with you because this card is going to change your life. Can a card do that? I think I might take my cardigan off in a bit. I'm going to tie my hair back, which is why I've got my bobble on my wrist. So let me tie my hair back. And okay, so this card, there is a name for it and I keep forgetting. It's something like scrappy strip technique, or scrappy strippy technique, something like that anyway. And it looks quite complex, but I found a sort of cheat way around it. So let us look in your pack. Not much stamping today. This is so good for using up scraps of paper, and I want to just share with you which sheet you need next week. And other than that, the last week's card, week 5, doesn't have any paper on. So for next week, we're going to use this one. That's if you want to, and you could do with saving a piece or almost nearly like a full piece for that. But I'm going to talk about these papers at the end. So now I've not packed these kits wrong. So these, we can keep these to one side. We're going to do that after. And also your card base, you can keep that to one side. I want you to look at these first, and if you noticed, one of them, put them on top of each other on purpose, is slightly smaller than the other. And this card is deceiving, but these papers aren't stuck to the background one. They're stuck to another one that's on top of the background one. So there's actually 2 layers of green on the card, and it's easier to do it that way. So for anybody who wants to make this again, if you've got a pencil, I just have to tell you, next week you need a pencil and a ruler. So I'm glad I've remembered that. Pencil and a ruler. Okay, so let's just look at comments. I'm going to... Hi, Angela. Scrappy strip technique. I make my own up, case strippy. I'm going to just give you the dimensions for the 2 pieces of card. So the larger piece, is 10 by 14.3 centimetres. Smaller piece is 9.5 by 13.8 centimetres. So that's for you to be able to do another one, all right? So for now, we're going to put the larger piece away as well. And we've got our piece that's 9.5 by 13.8. And we are going to take, oh, we've got 17 on. So don't forget, if you can give me my video a thumbs up, we're going to take some scraps, okay? And what I suggest we do is we cut them. This is 9.5, just a little bit bigger than that. So probably about 10.5. And I'm just going to show you, you might, this is a little trimmer I got that's so handy. Or maybe do them at 11. So that they're just a bit wider than this, because when you do stuff on a diagonal, it makes it smaller. So maybe do it at, let's just see, at 11. Or even 11 and a half. Just, I'm going to cut some down, the ones that I want to use. So I can use that side and I can use that side, remember? So we've got double side. Now I've got a little piece like this. This stuff like this is really handy. So again, I'm cutting it down about 11 centimetres, 11 and a half. So I'll use that side. Oh, could use the stripes as well. I've got another piece. Okay. So I've got a selection of pieces, right, that are about 11 and a half to 12 in length, all right? Just seeing if I've got any comments. Oh, 2 more of you have added a thumbs up, thank you. So, oh look, I sort of matching today, my khaki cardigan. What I'm going to do, and this is, people find this tricky, is I'm going to put this in my trimmer, and instead of cutting a piece straight, I'm going to pop it in at an angle, okay, and cut. So I'll just show you. All right, so I've got a piece like that, yeah. And then what I might do is then, if you keep that same piece and put it back in, move it along, but actually cut it, put your straight piece back up so it's butted up straight, you should then still have another diagonal. So if you can see, I've now put that in straight at the top, but I've created a diagonal. So I've got 2 with that paper. So you're going to go across, you can make these all different widths, okay? So I'll put it in, this time I'm going to maybe do it that way. So I've cut a diagonal, and then I'm going to pop it in the top, and I'm going to do it straight. So I'm just choosing different ones. Bit loud today, soz, with the cutter. This little trimmer was an offer for joining Stampin' Up. We have actually got an offer on at the moment that finishes today for joining my team. For anyone who joins today, gets a free extra bundle in the starter kit. So it's a busy day today. So I'm maybe going to cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've used 8 there, but I think I've cut these a bit narrower. So I'm going to cut between 8 and 10, and then you can sort of mess about with them, yeah? So this one's crying out for, we're nearly at the end of that one, so let's use that one. So it is really good for doing, getting rid of your scraps. Okay. Let me put that to one side and let me just check comments. Oh, no comments, so you must be busy cutting. That's all good. Right, so what we do now, we can start to assemble. Now, you're going to stick your first one on, and you're going to stick the straight line. You're going to choose a straight line, and you're going to stick it so that it butts up right to the edge of your paper, because of your card, sorry. So you're going to stick it so it sticks right up to the edge there. Now, the reason why, because then that's up to the edge, when we put it on there, we'll have a border, yeah? and we're going to trim the rest down. So what we're going to do, I'll show you, it'll make sense. It will make sense. Now, because this is longer than your card, don't glue right to the edge, yeah? So come in however much you need to, and then glue that so it's up to the edge. Okay. I'll turn it over on the back so it's right up to the edge, but you can see we're going to be trimming these off at the end, all right? And then what we're going to do is we're sort of going to play jigsaw. So we then start to put different ones on. And we think, oh, so we could do that, and then we could do that one. Yeah? You see what I'm doing? And then I might do, and we leave a little gap. And the gap we're going to leave, I'll keep this card, it's about, I don't even know. Well, it's going to be about just a bit less than ½ centimetre because, no, about ¼ centimetre. Yeah. If you look at this card, it will help you, okay? So I'm going to start sticking these on. And you can do them like opposites. So if you've got the wide end at one side, you can do the narrow end at the other. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, trying to do this what I think is the easiest way. I'll just check if anyone's struggling. Any comments? No, we all must be concentrating on this one. So can you see I've got the narrow end at the bottom there, the narrow end at the top, and I'm going to sort of work like that. You don't have to. Okay. Don't know if I like that one. I'll use my Jurassic Park one. So how are we all? Are we okay? Bit fed up with the weather. Absolutely, a bit fed up with the weather. I've got a really funny story to tell you. So, at the moment, as some of you might know, I can't sort of see my boys, and they live with their dad. I was going to say unfortunately, but that's just, that's just how things are. And but on every Monday night we do a Zoom quiz with my youngest son, Evan, and it's great. We do have a laugh, and do you know what? He's a very clever boy, and it's usually we've tied, and I think he's won once. We won last night, but there's two of us against one of him. We only won by 1 point, so it was really good. Anyway, last night the subject we've covered James Bond, we've done film, we've done 80s, we've done toys and board games and computer games, sport. Anyway, last night was famous. I'm talking in that move was famous people. So what we tend to do is 10 questions that are like written down questions, and then we do 5 like picture questions. So what we did was we like screenshotted a picture of a famous person and covered the face up. So I did things like I think I did, who did it? I did Princess Diana and Barack Obama and stuff like that. Anyway, the last one he said, oh, this is 2 people, and he put this picture up, and I absolutely howled because he put up a picture of Shelley and Sterling. Shelley was the founder of Stampin' Up and her husband Sterling. If Paula's on, she will absolutely laugh like mad, and I absolutely howled with laughter that he put a picture of, oh, actually I like that one, that he put a picture of Shelley and Sterling on. I thought it was hilarious, really, really funny. Really made me laugh. I sent him a text after and I said, I'm still laughing at that. And he says, oh, you've got to give back to the SU family. And I said, absolutely. I said, you did me proud, son. So that was really funny. Is anyone struggling? So funny, Paula. You would have been so impressed with him. It was so funny. It was a bit of a dated picture, but he said it's the first. As soon as he said we were doing the quiz and we were doing that, he knew he wanted to do that. It was so super funny. You like this technique, Fiona? It's a cool, isn't it? And it does look a bit weird until you... This is one probably that you'll maybe need to have a practice with. And I do find this is a really good one for a man's card too. Paula, you've been using your kit really good. I've been seeing your makes on Instagram. Very, very proud. Very proud of you. Now, you're going to get to the end and you're going to think, I'm going to run out of space. So what we need to do here is we need to figure out if we need to cut a thicker strip. Do you see what I mean? But at the end of the day, you're not really wasting much. But because what happens is we need to make sure the strip goes right up to the edge. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop that one there like that. And I probably need to cut a wider one. I think I will use, actually, I love this one. So I'm going to use that one. And then I'm going to use a wider one of that one to finish it off. So you might just have to cut an extra one if it's too wide or too narrow, yeah? So we can work with that, that's fine. And we're not wasting much paper, yeah? Yeah, it was so funny. It was a proud, funny moment. Oh, I've done that wrong. Done it the wrong way. Eek. I'm too busy telling you tales. The story of my life. Too busy talking, actually. So I've got that, and then that one is going to go like that. And don't worry, because we can trim. Oh, it's still. Yeah. Might even need to go it a bit wider, because look. Right. You might be worth you fitting 9 strips on, but let's just see. Oh, that's even narrower. Never mind, don't fudge it. Yeah, I think I did that one a little bit too thin, but it's all good. Right. I'm going to let that dry a little bit because it's wet glue and it still could move. So I'm going to put that to one side and let it dry. Okay. Right, how are we getting on? Let's have a little let's reconvene. Yep, it is really good for using your old scraps, Carol. No, you've been doing great, Paula, with your cards. And thank you for buying Craig's album. He's put your testimonial on his Facebook page this morning, so thank you. Thank you to Fiona, as always, for you bought an album and albums, I think, and always share his stuff. Right, I'm going to take our ink pad. I'm using this image, which is my fave, and then I'm going to use To a Friend That Makes Me Smile, because lots of my friends do. Right, now you've got your small piece. What I'm going to do first today is I'm actually going to stamp the sentiment. I'm not going to stamp off. Okay, now this ink pad is very dark. I'm going to probably, so if you look there, I don't want it to take away from my greeting. So I'm actually going to stamp off twice. So I've stamped that twice on the scrap, and then I'm going to go over it. Yeah, and look, I mean, I've stamped off twice and it's still, you can still see it well there, can't you? So that's stamping off twice. You could even, I mean, look, let me stamp that again. And look, we've still got a pale image there, but it's still there. So that's that done. That was just to do while the thing was drying. And we need our foam pads, dimensionals. Not got that. I thought I'd got that. I have got them out. I was really super organised today. Put my foam pads on. Oops, I only really needed 3, but an extra one sneaked out. Don't forget to give me a little thumbs up if you can. Hi Sonia, I never saw you say morning, so I didn't think I said hi. Okay, so supposed to brighten up, I think, today. Well, not brighten up, but not rain anymore. I think Craig's hoping to get out on the bike, so we've got that there. For your information, this colour here is Pear Pizzazz. Okay, so now if we go back to this, it should be dry, and if you look, you've got all this to cut off. Now what you could do is you could go along with your scissors. You should only have to trim off, there should be one end that you don't have to trim at all, which is the starting end. But what I do is I'm using my little trimmer and I'm going to pop this in upside down so I can see where the bits are hanging off. And hopefully, actually hang on a minute, there. I think it was still a bit, if your glue's still wet, it might not cut properly, so that didn't. So hang on, let me just grab my scissors and I'm going to chop that off. I think I tried to cut through the card as well there. So yeah, don't try and cut through the card as well. Line the card up, but just cut the paper, that's better. Just cut the paper off. So you want to line it up so you can't, I've got paper stuck on my thing, that's why. Okie doke, and then you're left with that, yep. Alright. And then you see, the cheat is that we've got the spaces there between our papers, but if we put that there, we have then got a border, and it looks like it's, I've just realised that that's didn't cut right, and it doesn't look right at the bottom. So it looks like we've got a border. I'm still not happy with that there. There we go. Yep, so that is my little cheat way, and I've put the measurements for you. Actually, I'm going to trim a little bit more off one end. If it's not equal, you can do that, but it should be. Just a slither, because I think my paper was hanging over and that's better. Okay, so then what we do is we're going to glue that down, okay, onto our other shaded spruce piece. Like that, and no one knows that. I bet you didn't think that that was the way that we were going to do it. No one knows. It looks sort of like it's just been done on one green piece. So let me have a look. You're looking forward to Thursday evening? Oh, you've stamped too dark on the little circle. I know, I told you to stamp off, Sonia. We all do it. Thank you for the thumbs ups. I've had some more thumbs ups, thank you. Okay, so now we can pop this onto our card base, like so. Yeah. Next week's is, I've forgotten how to, I'll be honest, I've forgotten how to make next week's. I'm going to have to learn how to make it. I designed it so long ago, but I do know, remember, that you need a pencil and a ruler next week. Preferably a pencil that you can rub out. So pencil and a rubber, pencil with a rubber. Okay, so we've got that now, and then we can just glue this down into the middle. Now, if you wanted to, should we go that way? Should we go off piste and go that way? Yes, I'm gonna do it that way. Make sure I've got it right way open. And just glue that down. And there we have today's card. What time are we on? Oh, 25 minutes. I know a few of you have things that you do at 11. There we have the card, and not too much of a mess today. Could you cut the larger card? Yeah, there is a reason why I did it like this, Jill, and I tried to do it the other way. And if you, it's all about, if I did it just sticking it onto the larger card and not having the smaller card, but it meant that you didn't have a border. It meant that you didn't have a border, and it meant that the papers went all the way down and all the way up, but that had a border at this side, a mat at that side, if that makes sense. So it didn't look right with my eyes, because there wasn't like a mat all the way around. I hope that makes sense. There was only, you could either do it so that you only had, if you wanted to save card, you know, if you stuck it direct onto the white card, then again you'd either have to have no border, or you know, there's no way you can start cutting these unless you cut them. Once you've cut them diagonally, you then measure them again and cut them to a set amount, and it just gets a little bit messy. It gets a bit mathematical and a little bit, so this, to me, this was, I know you use an extra piece of card, but to me this was the most effective way of doing it. So if someone wants to do another version, then show me the video, and I'm all for doing it different ways. But I liked the border, because you leave a border between the pieces. It needed to sort of have a representative border all the way around, if that gets me, if you get me. I mean, you could put the pieces together so they're together and not have a border, but I don't know how that would look. So yeah, that is today's card. So next week, oh, let me get my card out for next week. This is next week's. It's called a recessed panel card. Okay, so we're going to do that next week, recessed panel card. And then week 5, oh yeah, this is the one I shared on Instagram. Actually, it's in there somewhere. I can't find it just now. But yeah, I'll show you week 5's next week when we're on week 4. So a couple of little housekeeping things. Booking is still open for the next round of coffee and card. Thank you to those who've booked on. I'm placing the order for the stuff tomorrow. So in this round you will get the Tasteful Touches stamp set, and you will get a blender pen. I don't know where I've got my blender pens. You're going to get a blender pen to do some, to be able to colour with the ink pad. You're going to get Night of Navy ink, but you can switch it out. You're going to get a sponge and a sponge dauber as well. So we're doing a little bit more inky techniques. And if you can see on here, I've done some distressing technique as well. So I'm going to be doing that sort of thing next time, getting a little bit inky. And then maybe I might do Christmas after, depending on what people think. Because I can order from the Christmas brochure from tomorrow. So that, if you do want to take part, it's £34 again, or 58 with the dies. Now the dies for this, they don't cut these flowers out. They are amazing, these labels. They're absolutely brilliant, different labels. So I've been using those a lot. Then a couple of other little plugs for classes. This one closes for booking today. This should have been in Hawaii class that I'm doing on 11th of July. Probably do maybe an extra card in addition to these. Probably throw another one in. But yeah, that closes today using the Nothing's Better Than stamp set. All details are on my Facebook page or are on my events booking page, events.paperhaven.co.uk, no, events.thepaperhaven.co.uk. And then this class is doing really well, actually. This is what I shared on my paper crafts, on our paper crafts and piano. I'm going to be doing some cards with the lovely you and a little tag stamp set. And this is on the 18th of July. It's on YouTube. You can watch whenever you want. You're going to get the markers included. There's 3 price options. You can get the markers and the stamp set, or you can upgrade and get the punch as well, or you can upgrade and then get the ink pads as well. So let me have a look at the comments. Take a rectangle out. Yes, Jill, I know what you mean now. Yeah. What Jill was saying is the piece of card at the back, you could sort of cut a rectangle out of it because you don't, and make it hollow almost, because you don't really need, I never think to do that. And I don't know if it would be uneven a little bit, but anyway, I see what you're saying, yeah. But yeah, that's an interesting week for Carol, it is. And I'm sort of dreading it because I've forgotten how to make it. Because I made it in like April or May. No, I made it in May. But so I'm going to have to watch a video again. So if anybody wants to book onto anything or ask a question, then feel free to email me or message me. Thanks for the thumbs ups on the videos. Be back next week at 10:30. We're back on Thursday night for Paper Crafts and Piano. Don't think we've set a theme yet. We did discuss sort of songs through the decades and playing songs from different decades. So that was something we've discussed, but we've not really decided yet. That's called gutting. Thank you, Kay. Yeah, that does make sense. It sounds like you're doing something with poultry though, or meat. But yeah, no, it does make sense. I think when I've done that before, when I've used something like sparkly glimmer card that's quite expensive, you know, and you just want a little, with this card, it doesn't bother me as much because it was a time-saving thing, but yeah, it makes sense when you're using things like glimmer card that's a lot pricier to just have a slither behind it and not have the whole piece of card. So let's move these and let's put today's back. As always, I'd love to see what you've been making. If I don't reply to you, apologies. Sometimes I struggle to catch up with all my emails and messages after this session when you message me. So I'm off to make a cuppa, and I look forward to seeing your messages, and I look forward to crafting with you next week or on Thursday night. So I shall see you soon. Thank you. Thanks, girls. Bye.